Today we made a real point of getting up super early, and it paid off big time. And the only downside of leaving this early in the morning, well, it had rained the night before, and again the roads are wet, and the bike gets filthy dirty from riding through puddles and stuff. But we still got a great ride. It was as hot as could be, but it's still better to be hot on a motorcycle than nice and cool sitting at a desk getting paid minimum wage, or in a coal mine, I guess. Or even better, Rikers Island. Always better to be on the bike and riding. Now last night, before I went to bed, I did the weather, and they said get ready for the hottest day of the year. 97 by lunchtime, according to AccuWeather. I'm not sure AccuWeather is any more accurate than windy weather or Karen weather, but 97. So we are up before the chickens. I had to wake the chickens up this morning and get them out there in the garage and get them polishing the bike so I can get out on the open road. Those chickens, they don't really like being woken up early in the morning. They have a problem with that. But anyway, Karen and I need to go check the farm too. We've been getting 6 to 10 pounds of vegetables from that garden every morning. And we've been giving it away to our neighbors. I think we've got them addicted to zucchini pancakes or something. I don't know. It's been a lot of fun though. I hope you've enjoyed sharing that little garden with us. Okay boys, hottest day of the year. You gotta eat if you want air conditioning in a pond. Come on. No splashing. No matter what, I like to start off every ride with a pre-flighted bike, check air in the tires, get a little wax on it because we're going to be riding on some wet roads early in the morning. Bike's going to be full of little mud drops before the day's over. That radar detector has saved me enough money I can buy another bike someday. This is possibly the most unpredictable weather we've ever had. Karen checks the weather by the hour, and they were not predicting a single drop of rain. Now they're predicting rain. I get up early, it's supposed to rain. I don't know. So it's supposed to be 97 degrees by noontime. I don't know what that... Maybe I could get a job as a weatherman. I like to change my mind. Anyway, we're going to do our little perp walk in the garden here. Karen's ready. And see what else we can get out of our garden. We've been eating, I bet that averages out to 6-7 pounds a day. Not a bad little harvest today, I have to admit. But then every day we've been just getting stuff every day. It's not even unusual to get this much. And the new coffee maker. Oh boy, have we loved that new coffee maker. So while I'm out riding, what are you going to make? Squash soup?
Yes, yellow squash.
Yellow squash soup. I can't wait to get home from this ride. Final weather check before we head out. Supposed to be 97 today. 97. It's just quite not 90 already. And we have really been eating more vegetables, more things. We're going to add to that today because when I get back from this ride, hopefully she'll have a whole pot full of squash soup. And I love squash soup. Time to go. As I pull out of the driveway, I realize, yeah, the roads are not damp. They're soaking wet. And I didn't realize it probably had rained till 5 o'clock in the morning. Everything's wet. Now because the roads are wet, we'll have a really good cleanup when we get back. I see there's plenty of goop on the bike. Wet roads in the morning, I've learned, just like a track day, you don't go out and blast away on cold tires. I've learned to get acclimated to it. Well, early in a morning like this, it's so quiet, so peaceful. Not a ripple on the lake. Lilies aren't even out yet. small issue is really early in the morning like this. There's people actually going to work still. So I beat most of them, but it's still more traffic than if I waited. Oh, the early morning sun is so nice. Everything just looks so beautiful here. Now, I know a lot of people that miss good quality riding time because they don't like getting up with the chickens. So I've learned to adjust my life because I really do want to ride every day I can. A nice little brook here. You can actually see the fish in the brook. I wonder if those fish want to come home and live with me. They could be in my pond. They get fed every day. Well, almost every day. We really do feed them every day. This is pretty funny. I'm looking at this little brook, and out here on a branch, not sure I can get to this, the guy lost a fishing lure. One of those bobbins. I know from the days I used to fish. Yep, could happen. I keep thinking of some of those winter rides where my lips were blue and my nose was running and everything and my hands were numb. Not today. Oh, the flowers are still in bloom here. We're in the middle of the summer, actually. I've found when the roads are wet like this early in the morning, it's best not to get too frisky. And whenever I've gotten a little too frisky, I have really paid the price. So I'm very conservative today with those roads. Very unpredictable traction. Just beautiful flowers everywhere you go. And some of the populated areas I have to ride through from time to time, it's really, really nicely manicured. One of my favorite little photo stops, Duckweed Lake. And boy, that's not grass out there, that's a lake. It's called Duckweed Lake. Oh boy, not a cloud in the sky, and we are really into the 90s. Definitely in the 90s. Just so much nice and cooler in the shade. I wish the whole ride was in the shade. Unfortunately, not.
I was hoping it wasn't going to get hot so fast. It got hot right away.
One thing about this bike, every time I ride it, I realize what a great investment those 500 hours of restoration was. And they're all out on the channel. Every one of them are out on the channel.
But there's no chance of rain. The sky is blue. And looks like we're going to have a great day.
And a real issue is, of course, when roads are wet, that there is traction in some spots, and where the sun is shining, but where it's shady, it's really slippery. And to add insult to injury, there were a couple little places where I went by and there were little tree branches down and stuff. Just made it just a little more exciting than it normally would be, and it's pretty exciting to begin with. I always think somewhere on every ride, I look around and I think, boy, this bike is a true all-weather fighter, and I'm so happy to have it 12 years already.
Check out this little bridge. Very cool. Here in the backwoods. Amazingly cool little stuff everywhere you ride. No matter what back road I ride, I find something. That's a shame. The back roads, most of the roads are still wet from the rain we had last night.
And one of the tricks that I use is I always try to, under these conditions, not to enter a corner anywhere too fast. Be very, very conservative. And by the ride's end, a lot of the roads were getting dry, and I was tempted to get a little friskier than normal, but the judgment got the better of me.
Even wildflowers in places here. It's pretty cool.
Well, by now I was well cooked, and it was time to go see how Karen's soup was coming out. I just love squash soup. I can't wait to get home. And as I'm pulling in the driveway, I realize her squash soup has Indian spices in it. It is so, so good.
We're back, and I think just in time. It feels like it's more than 97 out there now. We'll go see what the bride is doing. She was going to make soup today. Cool off with some iced coffee and then come out here and put the bike away. The bike's going to need some work. We've been riding on those wet roads and there's always crap all over the bike. So sitting out here by the pond, listening to the waterfalls, having a nice cup of iced coffee. Whew. Cool off after this ride. It was a good ride though. We had the best of times. Me and the Kawasaki. My buddy. Then trust me, we will detail this bike out. In 10 minutes I'll have it looking like it's ready to go back to the bike show. This is yellow squash soup?
Will be in a few minutes.
Wow.
Looks delicious. Wow.
Take a picture later when it's when you have.
I'll take a picture when it's in a cup and I'm drinking it. So we got this one big giant yellow squash that Karen was unable to cut while I was out riding. I don't know, baby. Now, of course, at the end of a ride like this, and I really don't ever want to miss a day of riding if I possibly can. And the penalty is you got to clean the bike when you get home or before you leave. And in most cases, I do it twice. I want to have the bike clean. I know I'm fussy about it. Some of my friends are, some aren't. Hey, we can all be friends. But anyway, a ride like this, if I didn't get this ride, or if I got up at 10 o'clock in the afternoon, in the morning, there'll be no ride today. I would have been microwave cooked and you'd find me on the side of the road. So I kind of got the best of both worlds. I got out early. There was a little bit of traffic, but it's still a ride. It's still a whole lot better than whatever's in second place. And I don't really begrudge the time I have to spend doing this. You know what? It's got to be cleaned anyway. So, and thinking about that soup all during the ride. Now, just to mention, Karen is been a great cook for her whole life, but lately she's gotten into Indian spices, and a lot of the soups and things that she makes have curry and we have this Indian store that sells the most exotic Indian stuff. We even have naan and I don't know, we got everything. But anyway, it's really nice to come back from a ride like this where I am dehydrated, overcooked, microwaved, whatever, but it's been a great ride. I know the exercise is keeping me stacking a deck in my favor for living as long as possible and with as good a quality as possible. Maybe that'll rub off on you too. I don't know. But I know my friends all have the same goal in mind. We want to ride bikes as long as we can. We want to ride as safely as we can. And we want to enjoy each other's company, the good humor, and the fun. And we try to post something up every day. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching.